Championship game having just concluded here at the Xcel Energy Center in North Dakota, holding on to a 5-3 victory, including an empty net goal. And I'll tell you, there were several times during this game when we didn't think it was going to be much of a game, but it winds up being a great hockey game for a championship. Our Kellogg's player of the game, Doug, is Chris Vandevelde. Great all weekend.
Yes, he's been great all weekend, and you can stretch that from October to March. He's been very good all year. You pick your player because of what he does in this tournament. Some of the intangibles. This is kind of a little bit of a makeup too for his lack of being selected in the WCHA honored positions. But I think he just gets face-offs. You made a good point, Frank. Little segment there. How important face-offs. How he got those. You know, didn't get any dumb penalties. Was always consoling his line mates that need help. A real difference maker for all 19 guys.
And he produced 4 points in the tournament, 2 goals, one of them a power play, picked up 2 more assists, Chris Vandevelde did. Can't overlook the contributions of Evan Trupp either, with 3 goals in the tournament and 3 assists. A 6-point tournament is very close to a record setting right there as you look at Chris Vandevelde. We're going to give you the all-tournament team right now. Morris Kurtz from St. Cloud State University bittersweetly handing out those awards. Brad Eidsness, deservedly so, the all-tournament team goaltender, with Garrett Raboyne from St. Cloud State and Ben Blood, 2 defensemen named to it. Tony Mosey had a great tournament for the Huskies as well, with Vandevelde and Blake Jeffrey on for Wisconsin. And the MVP of the tournament, let's not underestimate the accomplishments, Doug, of Evan Trupp, and a couple of words about him with a 6-point performance.
Well, he was out. I forget if it was 21 games that he didn't score, or it was 21 days. I think it was 21 games. He went through after Christmas and didn't score. You know, and all of a sudden he got hot, and he blistering hot. He was making slap shots, one-timer, making plays, killing penalties, doing the whole thing. And his line was terrific with Brad Malone and Matt Pratton. They got a lot of points. Did a good job.
We're going to go down to ice level. The coach of the championship fighting Sioux, Dave Haxtell, is standing by with our Anthony LaPanta.
Thanks, Frank. Coach Haxtell, congratulations on the tournament championship. Your team clearly the best team through the weekend here. How did you manage the legs and the fatigue and the energy through a 3-game series this weekend?
Well, I didn't think fatigue was a factor for us until probably the last 20 minutes of the tournament, and then it was pretty evident. You know, you start to see some tired legs, and all of a sudden the decision-making gets a little tough. But you know what? That's when a little bit of heart and soul kicks in and find a way to get it done. And this group of guys found a way to get it done. So hats off to them.
Nothing new to see a North Dakota team playing really well at the end of the season. I asked a couple of your players throughout the weekend, why is it that you're always able to get your guys to peak at this point in the season? I'll ask you the same question. Do you change something? Do you do anything differently the second half to make sure you're ready here?
No, Anthony, it's part of the process, and you know, you have to have some good luck to go along with it. I think it comes down to working hard, staying consistent, and believing in what we do. And I think our guys have a good understanding of what we're trying to accomplish, more importantly how we're trying to accomplish it, and they work hard to try and get there. And there's no guarantee that it's ever going to work out, but this group of guys is playing well, and it's a nice way to go into the NCAA tournament.
The way you just described that might be most apt to describe North Dakota hockey. I'm not sure there's another team in the league that year in, year out typifies what a program is all about. How do you get guys to buy in to being a North Dakota hockey player?
Well, I think you're asking the wrong guy. I think that comes from tradition. I think these guys either know it coming in or they learn very quickly what the tradition of North Dakota hockey is, and it's certainly not about any one single person. There's a lot of people that have come before all of us to put this program in place, and you know, we just try to fall in line and build on that, and try to make the people that did come before us proud. And that, I think that has a big effect on young guys coming into the program.
One of your big challenges tonight had to be keeping a team grounded when they gave up 2 goals in the first minute. What did you say to the guys on the bench to get them to stay focused on a game plan?
Well, we needed to get one. You know, we needed to just get our legs moving, get ourselves into the game, and get one. And when we got the first power play goal to get us into the game, you know, I just said, hey boys, we're in the fight. You know, we're in the fight. We're here. Let's keep playing and see what happens. And the guys did that. And that's a credit to the young man that's up there receiving that trophy right now, our captain, Shea Genoway.
Well, Dave, thanks very much. Congratulations. Good luck next weekend at the NCAAs.
Thank you very much.
Head coach Dave Haxtell. Frank?
All right, Anthony, thanks very much. And that's a good point there, because there were 2 loud roars during that interview with Coach Dave Hackstall. The second one when the team pushed Jay Genoway up to get that Broadmoor trophy, the newly redesigned Broadmoor trophy. And the other loud roar was when Evan Trupp was named the most outstanding player of this tournament, Doug. 2 outstanding hockey players.
Justifiably so, and for the Sioux fans who are obviously doing the cheering, they recognize that fact. Genoway out because of the injury, and seeing Evan Trupp just go wild. I mean, those are astronomical numbers for a guy that's, just kind of plugging along. But they played hard. Like Coach Haxton said, we felt the fatigue in the last 20 minutes, but no excuses. They kept battling, and St. Cloud, to their credit, kept coming on. They kept coming on, and it ended up being a good championship game.
It really did, and this is really a consummate team game for them. This is a consummate team that you'd like to have, very unselfish. It's an all-for-one mentality. And we talked last night about checking egos at the door. You really have to check them at the state line when you're playing for them. Kudos to the Fighting Sioux. I think this was just an outstanding championship win for them.
Yes, and they did it the hard way. They came through the extra game. They played solidly. They didn't get themselves in too much trouble. Didn't take unnecessary penalties. They hit. I mean, I'll tell you, it was for big boys out there tonight. After the 2 goals by the Huskies, the real Sioux type of play started to come out. They were hitting and banging and skating and shooting.
Let's talk a little bit about the Huskies, if we will, Doug, as they go into NCAA play, because they're going to be probably a number 2 seed out of this. But this team can take solace from the fact that they came on in the 3rd period here, and they did it with a couple of banged up guys. I think they should be in good shape just based on the fact that you want to win the 3rd period for the next game. I think they played very well in this 3rd period to get themselves set for the national dance.
Oh yeah, it's the country's best you're playing against. I don't know if the Sioux is the best team in the country, but they're certainly one of the top 2 or 3 or 4. And there's not much separation, and to come back and start playing like they could. I think a little stage fright for the Huskies. I thought some of the younger guys had a more difficult time playing tonight, especially early, because they just weren't used to the competition and what you have to do in this circumstance. But a good tournament all in all. When you figure Minnesota Gophers weren't in it, and that's fine. There still were 15,000 people at a lot of the games. It's become an event, and that's what we want.
Anthony LaPanta back at ice level with Chris Vandevelde.
Thanks, guys. Chris, congratulations on the championship. How did your team withstand another weekend of 3 games? You could see you getting tired in the 3rd period. How did you manage to hold out the Huskies?
It was a hard-fought battle. A lot of respect for all the guys on the team. We talked about it, and we just, we held on, and it's been a fun tournament.
Now you focus on the NCAAs. What do you have to do to get ready? It's a short week of preparation. You don't even know where you're going yet, but how do you start to prepare?
I would just start prepare with a good week of practice, and we'll work hard throughout the week, and heal up a little bit, and it doesn't really matter where we go. We'll be ready to play.
Is this team ready?
We're ready.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Chris Vandevelde, a big weekend for the Sioux, helping them to hoist the Broadmoor Trophy, guys.
Anthony, thank you very much. Our thanks to Maggie Kukar and the entire folks, all of the folks at the Minnesota Wild for their hospitality. Max Michalak, our producer, Dave Higgins, our director, the great crew, thank you on behalf of all of them. Thank you for watching, and our congratulations to 2010 WCHA champion Fighting Sioux from the University of North Dakota. Coming up next, it's Top Rank Boxing. Doug Wu, great working with you once again.
Thank you, partner.
See you in a couple of minutes. Let's take a look back now on a fabulous 2010 Red Baron Final 5.